All right, everybody, we are heading into a traditional core set 2020 draft. That's going to be best of 3. We got a healthy gem total here. We're going to spend 1,500 of it on an effort to get some more back, have some fun. And I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, of course, before we head in. Card Kingdom are purveyors of physical Magic gear. Anything you need for your tabletop game, Card Kingdom has you covered, and if you check them out via my affiliate link down below in the panels or in the notes of the YouTube video, it really helps me out because they see that you're checking out their store from my content, and if you purchase something even better, that you're purchasing it after checking out my content. So if you want to help this stream and you shop for tabletop Magic stuff anyway, please check out Card Kingdom from my affiliate link, and if you do, you're going to find everything you need, and you're going to get what you're expecting. You're going to get it fast. You're going to get it just with excellent customer care. They always send something cool in the package. Some even if it's just a token, a custom CK token. There's always something cool in the package along with your cards. And I use them once a week at least. Easy to recommend them given how much I actually do use them. So check them out. Thanks, Card Kingdom. Sunset bought a SDCC Nicol Bolas on CK today. That's awesome. But I bet you didn't use my affiliate link. Or if you did, I'm going to just salute you. If you didn't, I'm going to say, hey, next time, maybe do that from my affiliate link, and that would be incredible. But love that you're helping them out. Love that you're supporting their business, and love that you found the card you needed at a great price. A lot of interesting stuff here. Oh, man, Sunset, you're the king or the queen or the royal awesomeness. Thank you so much. That's like the best thing you can do for my my account. What are we doing here? I can just take gems. Since the actual pick is so hard, we just take gems. Take gems here. This is also best of 3. And if we look, we don't have to rare draft quite as much. If I bring up the gem EV table for a second, this is what I base my rare drafts on. So we are in traditional, so we're the solid lines. So what we need to beat, we need to have the card be better than, let's see, so if the card is going to impact the draft more than a couple percent, we should take the card over the gems. So traditional is where we can lean into the cards a little more. It looks like then the it takes a lot for you to have the value in a ranked card to not just gem draft. But in traditional, since we have a skill advantage, there's pretty reasonable reasons to rare draft less in this format. Also because the prizes are so spiky at the top end. Robert loves Moldavine Wreck. Man. 2-color first picks are not great. You're right. They're kind of the opposite of what you want to be doing. We just take Siphon as the safest pick. Flame Sweep is okay, but it tends to work at odds with what I want to do. I'm going to pass. Yeah, I will take gems. Let's take gems. That pick is so hard, I'm just going to take gems. Look, it's the same pick. Tomebound, Siphon, Dragon. Dragon's not the same pick, but it's funny that these two are both here. Ben is high on Flame Sweep. Maybe I'm not leveraging it correctly, but I just find it at odds with most of my red decks. Don't worry about it. We could have had 2 Liches, but we have gems already. You want to take the Lich? I'll take a Lich. Let's take a Lich. Rewarded with an elemental here, which I like over the vampire. Anything to pull us off black-blue. Looks like Blood Burglar or perhaps the Shaman, but Shaman's not that great. I guess we're just on Blood Burglar for lack of quality. Here's an interesting one. Which black 1-drop do you like? Or do you like peeking in at red here, which seems to be openish? Nah, no thought to anticipate. Anticipate for me is pure filler. Pure filler that I hope to get late and don't care if I don't run. Vampire is great with recursion, you say? You know what's great with recursion? A recurring creature. DJ wants to speculate on Reduce. I don't think Reduce is good enough to speculate on. Maybe if you were Shock, or it's just a little clunky. I'm going to go with Vampire. I'm not taking the Vampire on the plan to open Sorin later, though. That's not what we're doing. We are best of 3, so Ether Gust becomes a lot more appealing than it would be normally. Sorcerer is playable, Octoprophet's playable. But I think in best of 3, I like going ahead and taking an A-level sideboard card. Does GRN still use the print runs? I believe so. I believe the old formats still have print runs. I'll try and open Sorin, but I'd rather open a... how about a Cavalier if we're going to wish for mythics, on-color mythics? On-color Cavalier would be better, I think. Here's where I might take an Anticipate. We're not... We could take a Serpent, but it's not how I want to win if I'm playing black-blue. I mean, you can do worse, but I think this is a place where I will Anticipate over a random 6. Growth is way too far away from what we're doing for me to want to spec on it. I just want to kind of move in on what we're doing here. I'm going to take first Skeleton over second Burglar. No, I think the Serpent's fine, but it's like a fallback plan when things didn't go exactly the way you want, to me. Like, that's my, I didn't get a finisher card. Yeah, I'm going to take Skeleton here. Pulse is nice, but... And yeah, I think I like the Serpent above Death Touch guy for 6 drops in this deck. Serpent's an actual finisher. Death Touch guy is not. And Blade Brand, great with Skellies. Cutthroat, great with all the thieves we're going to get in the future. I think I like first Cutthroat over first Sorcerer. I really only want one Sorcerer, but we could end up playing multiple Cutthroats if the cards come our way. Interesting. Negate, Bone to Ash, Mind Rot. We're not really operating at instant speed. Cards like Bone to Ash get much better when you're operating at instant speed, but Tasky wants to spec on the Spider. I mean, surely green is showing itself to be a little bit open, but do you really think we're going to end up green? Black-green? I guess black-green is not... Like, this isn't a real card, but these two cards are so good. I have a hard time... And also we have an Ether Gust in the graveyard, in the sideboard. It's a lowish opportunity cost, but it's a real cost. Bone to Ash is a real card. Kitaski says we're more likely to be green than to play Bone to Ash. I disagree. I think Bone to Ash is playable. I'm going to take it. I'll take the Abomination over Vault Progress. Couple of Sage's Row here that we can... Now, I'll put them in just so we keep in mind that we have a couple of these. This could become a Sage's Row deck that we do funky stuff here to try and win with. Probably not, but it's worth keeping in the main to remember. Embodiment of Agonies is probably our pick here between the gems and the playability. But checking around to make sure. Winged Words would be nice, but yeah, let's snag this Flying Death Toucher. More Bone to Ash. Here's a Sage's Row that might wheel. Let's Profit here, though. Sad pick 2 Profit. Gotta say, this is a miserable second pick. You want to take the land on the possible red splash? That's fair too. Profit might even wheel, but... Oh, thanks. I'll change the overlay. I always get to that before we... Or mostly I get to that before we play, but I'll go ahead and do that now. What are we picking here? I'm not splashing a shock, though, is the thing. Shock is powerful because it controls early board presences from Oppo. Yeah, profit's good enough, I agree. Well, this should be go long enough to make the golem work, and we got meme value, of course. Oh, by the way, so I was going to use the song. So my theme this week, I had a 4-day week of streaming. So my musical theme this week was I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. And today's song needed to have "won't" in it, and I was going to use "Won't Be Home" by the Old 97s, which is the band fronted by the guy who wrote this meme, Rhett Miller. Here, I'll play it for you. But it turns out I'd already used "Won't Be Home" as a starting song for a different theme, so I went with a different one this morning. Anyway, we'll take Meteor Golem, though. Hey, there's a thief. We're wondering where all the thieves were. Get in our deck, thief. Disfigure is amazeballs, but we do have winged words. Still, we don't have much removal, so let's take the black shock here. James asks, do I have a singleton rule for starting songs? If possible, yes. The fact that I had another "won't" song that I like, that John Vanderslice song a lot. So if I were pressed into a corner and didn't have anything but a repeat, I would do it, but I sure try not to. If it had been between Agonizing Siphon and Bone Splinters, which would you have wanted? Oh, that's interesting. I think we're headed towards a pretty good Bone Splinters situation, but maybe just the Siphon at this point. I think if we got another Skelly, then the Splinters starts to be a little more appealing. In fact, here we go. Interesting that this comes up right as we're talking about it. We've passed 1,000,000 sorcerers. I still don't want to take one here. I'm looking at Sprite, Splinters, and Skelly. Regardless of which one of these we take, I want to get more of the other, but I think we start with the Splinters and then look for Skelly, another Skelly later. I'm going to take Splinters. I don't think both wheel at this point. That's the thing. Not reliably. It's certainly possible, and if they do, it's a great sign. It means we've done good cutting of black, but I'll take Splinters here. Portal? What do we have for Portal? We can Portal Meteor Golem, Cutthroat, Profit for weak effect, Lich for okay effect, kind of weak though. Sage's Row, Sage's Row Portal could be a thing. But yeah, just Piranhas filling out our 2s is fine. I'm with you. All right, we'll Piranha. Take this just in case. Maybe we take this in case we splash green, actually. Pulse might be splashable in a deck like this, depending on where we get on lands. Take another Blade Brand. Here's another opportunity to Frilled Sea Serpent, but I think we're approaching that place where I'm comfortable with our ability to close out a game that I don't feel like we need a Serpent, and I'll take extra Blades. How blue are we? We're like we're late pack 2. We're blue. We're blue. Like I know that like we might not play these, but I can't see us. Well, let's see. I'll cross that bridge when we open the non-black, non-blue rare bomb. But right now we'll take a Blade Brand. All right, I'm going to take a Denizen. We could end up here. Here's another Skelly that supports the Double Blade brand and the Bone Splinters. Yeah, I think this Skelly Wield. And Cutthroat, another Cutthroat, fine. No, the Three Sages row is still not plan A. It's a possible thing we can do, and even then, I don't think you need to force the wrong, you know, a lesser creature there. All right, Temple of Silence, or we can just take a Disfigure or Winged Words. Maybe it's time for some card draw. Take a Winged Words. We have some decent removal now. Couple of Blade Brands, Disfigure, Bone Splinters. Bone to Ash is not exactly what we mean by removal, but you know. Well, whatever. Pretend this said Divination on it. I don't care that we have 2 flyers. Oh, you can't... Oh, sorry. Here. Here. Okay, so sorry. I'm gonna pull this one. This is close. Disfigure is very good, but we don't have any card drawing is one of the big reasons to play blue in my mind. It helps you grind out that long-term advantage. So the question is, do we have enough removal to actually go for some card draw here, or should we just stick to more removal? So we're gonna do 20-second pull, Dis, D-I-S, or Wing. Dis or Wing. Because we can decide on whether or not we should gem draft, but I'm curious, if you're taking a card to try and increase the win percentage of your deck, which one are you taking here? That's why I didn't include anything else. And maybe you literally think Temple of Silence increases the win percentage of our deck more than Winged Words or Disfigure, but I would strongly disagree with that. Yeah, well, good. I like polling. When I poll, I hope it is close, because it shows that there was a reason for polling. I'm going to take card draw. I'm going to agree with chat that we can use some card flow here. Soul Salvage, Blood-Soaked Altar, land for possible splashing. Miscreant, we're never going to play. Eagle, we're not going to splash. Yeah, Altar, we do have the double Skelly, so we can try the Altar. I do want a Soul Salvage, but this might wheel. All right, we'll take Altar and see if we can wheel that Salvage. Oh, sure, Winged Words is going to show up now and make me wish I had that removal spell, but we'll take a second Winged Words, that's fine. This Sage's Row will wheel. Maybe we should just try... If we get another Sage's Row before this one wheels, we should... we should consider that. Noxious Grasp in the sideboarded game. Here's another Sage's Row that's likely to wheel. Unsummon is fine, but I didn't like it as the pick there. No. You could even take Grasp on the best, or sorry, Drake on the best of 3 concept, but maybe just more bad. This is bad removal, but we can take it. All right, we're doing it. Come on, let's try it. We're gonna get him back, you know we are. Burglar here. Wow, how many sorcerers have gone by in this draft? It's like We don't even have one yet, but there's been a million sorcerers. I don't know if we want one, though. We have 2 cutthroats already? Yeah, we have 2 cutthroats already. All right. More moat piranhas. Come on. Here we go. Here comes the wheels. Ready? Come on. Yeah. Oh, the 12th one, the pick 12 one didn't wheel. We only have 5. Yeah, I took Denizen because we're going to try it, man. We're going to try it. Oh, yeah, it's probably a trap, but we can try it. $40 on the grind. Let me make a note of this. Trying to be better about tracking my stuff as it's happening. Free to play. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's my spreadsheet where I track all my results so that I can see how I'm doing and not rely on Wizards ranking systems or whatever to tell me how good I am. Oops, 0. Gem grind of 40. All right. We don't have a portal. We decided not to take the portal. I don't think it's that. With five denizens, though, it's not like you need the portal to pull this off. Only 11 cuts to make. All right, well, let's do some easy ones. And then decide what we're actually going to do. All right, there we go. There's the easy cuts. Otter's like, F the denizens. Well, let's see what happens if we take those out. We just say we're not going to do that. We can like not start there, but vow that we're going to do it at some point. Bone to Ash could be cut. We don't have a lot of instant speed action going on. We have Blade Brands, Disfigure, but not a lot of big instant speed stuff, which makes Bone to Ash a little more awkward, but we are going long, so it can still... I consider Bone to Ash playable, yeah. With all these decent playables, wouldn't a Temple be almost as good as Winged Words? No? Not even close, I would say. That's just my gut reaction to that question. Like, literally just draw 2 cards right now versus look at the top and see if you want to make any changes is just way different. Yeah, we can cut the Sorcerer, I agree. I do want to keep working the altar. Double Skelly with altar is good times, actually. It works. It does stuff. Because you're saying the land is free? I mean... Yeah, we don't have the Moldervine, but we could have. There was a Moldervine in pack 1. All right, you know what? I'm going to take a quick bio break while you figure out the last couple cuts. We could cut the Bone to Ash. I do like it, but it's not amazing, and it's double blue here. Cutting double blue allows us to really make blue less of an impact. In fact, maybe cutting a Piranha is the other thing to do here and just be heavy black. But I do need a quick break anyway, so we're not cutting any words. bite your tongue, Hammer. But take a look here and talk amongst yourselves, and then we'll figure out the last cut and get playing in under 2 minutes. The Denizen crowd is getting restless. I promise you we will play at least one game with the Denizens before we finish this this event. That is the debate, Kataski. I made the call I thought was correct, but maybe you're correct. I don't know. Robert, settle down. I'll tell you, if what we'll do, we're gonna play a match as soon as okay. Here's what we're gonna do, Robert. When we lose our first match, when we come out of that event or that match, we're gonna go and make the Denizen deck, and then if the Denizen deck wins the first game of its match, we'll keep going with it. Okay. No, James, it doesn't. James asks, if you change a best of 3 deck between games, does it stay that way for the next match? No, sure, it's science. It's one data point. Yeah, denizens trigger themselves, and that's all you really need. When you have 5 of them, like we do, 5 denizens, elemental, prophet, and 2 piranhas and a lich is good. And soul salvage, you know, it's plenty. What are we doing here though? What do people want to cut from this? What would I cut from this? You could justify maybe one of the piranhas, since we're pretty low on blue, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black plays, and then we'd have a 6th for the piranha. Yeah, I kind of like cutting a piranha. That's going to be my cut, I think. See what anybody else wants to do. Cut both piranhas and bring in a sorcerer. That's actually interesting. Yeah, let's do that. I like that. Let's make this version the very light blue version that's just getting some cards. And yeah, this is a nice, because then we can go 10-7 on lands. In fact, I wonder, I'm surprised it's... Oh, sorry, Swim. It may be the draft view that we're in. This is a thank you sub, and thank you Rat Burglar for the sub. Here you go. Some say I never heard of ya, a Rat Burglar. I don't understand my own technology. I don't understand what causes the burglar to work sometimes and not other. But what are we going to call this? I'm calling it Saints Row because I would see this as Saints Row because the first one was in, like, there was a Sages Row thing in RNA, right? Anyway, anytime I see Sages Row, I think Saints Row, so I'm just going to call it this. And was Saints Row 5 the last Saints Row game? I'm trying to make a joke about this being the next Saints Row game, but if there's already a Saints Row 6, maybe I need to... DJ is calling this the floor when you first pick Lich. Does that mean this is a bad deck because we didn't get better than the floor? Sorry, let's get to playing. I've been talking a lot today. We got Jay coming on later, and we're playing best of 3 here, so we could be here a while. I do have a hard stop. I got to get my son to his first job interview today. All right, I think this is going to be good. I hear you. I knew you weren't, but it's just funny because it's like, but yeah, blue-black just gets you tools usually. A lot of good tools in blue-black. Classic removal plus card draw equals winning games of limited magic. Oh, Rocket. All right, I think Rocket has stopped. Ryan, have you ever considered a career in education? Isn't that what this is? No, actually I have, Crime Thought. I always wanted to be a teacher when I was growing up. My mother, my father, and my former stepfather were all teachers. So 3 of the 4 parents in my life were teachers, or were educators. So it's always been something I've respected, been aware of, and thought about at times. Yeah. All right, though. We're going to educate our opponent on how to win games of Core Set 2020, though. That's the plan right now. Let's go to Battlefield Right and get in it. Is that your answer to what would you have done for a living if not a game designer? Probably. That's great. How long does a real draft take at F&M events? Like 3.5 hours? 4 hours? Oppo going first. Can we is there any way we can justify keeping this? If any of these were replaced with a island, we would love this hand. But it's a little bit risky. We are on the draw, so we have some time to find some blue. But I'm going to mull this. I don't think this does enough fast enough. We could just get totally hung out to dry by any kind of early presence. We do have Cycle the Blade Brand, but I just don't think that's quite enough here. Wow, got 3 of our like 4 or 5 blue cards. And now probably have to keep this and ditch the altar and hope. I'm not going to 5. Yeah, this is worse, but going to 5 would be even worse. Almost never, Mama. I mean, this has some hope. If there was no hope, yes, we would go to 5. But this had enough hope. It's fine if we find some blue, you know? So... not going great here, though. We're facing an aggro start from Alvoy here. Even with London, I like it. I like going to 5 is just really tough. It's better, though. You're right, Mensch. Well, let's cycle Blade Brand, try to find the land of any kind at this point. Nah. Yeah, all right. Game 1 not looking good for the home team, but we are best of 3, so we can come back for the next 2. Well, here's what we needed. Is probably too late, though. Oppo's had too good of a start. Let's see. Is there any 2 plays that we can make? Not this turn. I guess we go Embodiment for 1. At least it has Death Touch. Trouble is, can't block this, can't block this. So it's got to trade for one of these. Dire Moon doesn't block anything. What is it blocking? So, yeah, I think we just have to play a really weak embodiment and try and trade off for a flyer. It's where we're at. I will block the one that doesn't need to pump to become a 2-power creature. I think we're just dead here, but, you know, we're going to make correct plays as we can, see what happens. And deaders. Yeah, that was a great draw from Oppo. We mulliganed into a sketchy keep. What do we got for flyers? Blue-white flyers. We're going to play Noxious Grasp. Red or green is not what Oppo is up to. We're really not great against the air here. What do we can do about that? Anything we can do to shore up the air game? I'm going to cut a Blade Brand. We're not really going at each other on the ground. Yeah, Altar, maybe let's cut Altar for the... If we go Bone to Ash, though, then I'm going to go Convolute. It's a little easier to cast. That's true. It does make flyers. Maybe we're hasty to take that out. And we just got run over, but I don't think that's typical. Yeah, I'm going to back up to this. I didn't want to add the double blue in this context. Yeah, the Cutthroat could have been a cut. Hard to get what we want out of a Cutthroat. That's a good point. Radar. Okay, feeling better about this. Hopefully, have they fixed that yet? Oh, gosh, I haven't noticed, but I think it got fixed. Because I feel like I've roped since that nonsense happened. Might need to cycle the Blade Brand to ensure a third land drop, but I like having the Noxious Grasp available here. Probably just going to Grasp, especially if they drop a white 2-drop. Interesting choice here, folks. Do we set them back with a Noxious Grasp just because we can, or do we Blade Brand looking for the land? I'm going to Blade Brand looking for land. I really want to find a third land. And that Noxious Grasp, I would like to use it on a creature that enables the Pegasus to attack, and we just keep the Pegasus here unable to do anything. Are they going to go God's Willing just to prevent my cycle? That's fine. Okay, I'm very happy with that, actually. Unfortunately, it did stop us from getting our land, but that's okay. I mean, they knew that if we did that, we probably had a reason, and they see why now, but we're going to be fine. All right, there's what we're going to grasp. We're going to be fine, I swear. Maybe so, Hammer. This could be the Magic Gods letting us know what they think of our choices. They might feel vindicated right now, but I think with just a little bit of decency from our deck, we're going to be all right. Okay, now we're talking. I'll go ahead and cut through. We can cut Meteor Golem, though, and get it back to when we have the land for it. We're pretty far off from casting it, so let's send it away for now. We can get it back if we want. Why play Soldier with only 2? Well, we don't know what else they may or may not have in their hand. They could have a third one in their hand, or they may be playing it cagey and leaving the third one in the library to go get now, you know? I hear you, Haj, but we're a long way from Meteor Golem, and Fathom Fleet as a 3/3 in this board is not bad. And we're going to go ahead and offer the Lich for whatever they'd like to trade it for. Because we have the Soul Salvage, and we're going to drop a Cutthroat after this. So clearing some lockers is fine. Yeah, Mensch, I don't know. I would not do it that way, but I'm saying it's possible that they had that thought or something, you know? Okay, they're taking it. Interesting. Okay, now we'll go ahead and ditch the Cutthroat because this embodiment is nice, and we have we can add yet another type, and then this becomes, oh, it's not, I thought that was different. Oh, is this just not updated? Why isn't that updated? Wouldn't this be a 4? Oh, Noxious Grass, sorry. I didn't see, yeah, I'm with you now, sorry. I was thinking instant sorcery. Okay, so it would be a 3. Do we want to wait then? Maybe we can make this be bigger. Yeah, sorry. I hate it when I miss something obvious and chat is just like waiting for me to see it. That's got to be frustrating for you all. Come on, Ryan. Catch up. Did we play a land this turn? Why do we want... Well, because we can play a 3/3 here. Like, what's... You say it's greedy to not play it. Like, playing the Cutthroat actually uses all of our mana and allows this to get bigger later. I'm going to do this. Like, the 3/3 flyer versus the 3/3 ground creature aren't that big a difference here. Yes, it allows them to attack up here. But honestly, a 3/3 flyer cannot attack into Pegasus and Sentinel, and of course it would be a 2-for-1 if they blocked, but we can get this big enough that it can just survive this. Like, they have 3 power in the air. Let's get to 4 toughness in the air. Yeah, now we can embodiment and wing. Although I kind of, again, let's do this. I'm gonna go Boreal. And Fathom Fleet holding down the ground. I actually like back on D here, so I'm gonna say no attacks, and we're gonna Boreal. And then next turn we get 2 mana Wing Words and embodiment for a bunch. For becomes a 5/5. All right. Well, they've got, let's see, let's assume charge. If it's charge, we can block here, and it's also, if it's Moment of Heroism, this is a good block against charge and moment. And then this will just say do what you want. And at least this still trades against charge. So yeah, I like this block assuming charge. But with Soul Salvage, we're definitely blocking, and also... Yeah, we could have just let the Boreal go, traded for the Pegasus, and have an even bigger embodiment. But I like where we're at here. And yeah, we'll play that too. And they're down to 1 card. Let's put them to the test. We got Blood Burglar, hopefully gets us some life. If they take out any of our big stuff, we can Soul Salvage back here. Bone Splinters. Does anything need to die? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power in the air, but if they want to put all 3 of their creatures on it, that's fine. Thank you for the sub, no other. I'm going to attack with everything and let them do what they want. We have Soul Salvage to recover anything that dies here, and great follow-up plays. If they have another charge, this is a bit risky because we leave ourselves open in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, maybe it was a mistake. Or we'll have to. Maybe I'll just have to make sure we kill something here, because if they don't block, then we are exposed to inspired charge loss. So maybe I should have kept 1 back. Let's see. So if they have inspired charge, then we need to go like this. This. And this gains us life. This gains us cards. I'm going to go with gaining us cards and leave the thief. And we need to splinter something that is 2 power in the air. So yeah, either the Sprite or the Pegasus. And I guess we go with Sprite. Yeah. Good point. Double pump on the Sprite with the charge. All right, well, we're going to leave some flyer blockers back now. Question is, what, if anything, are we going to attack with? 7 mana and a Soul Salvage and a Thief attack. Maybe trying to Soul Salvage the Meteor Golem, although we can't. We can Meteor Golem and something else and cast the something else. If we hold the land, though, we can't. Well, let's attack. Yeah, let's see what we draw. And we'll leave back the Boreal on D and swing in with these 2. Oh yeah, I could have full controlled in case of something off the top. It didn't happen in this case. Meteor Golem, and are you sure we want the Lich? Yeah, I guess the Lich does some stuff. And we can even wait on the discard and decide whether we want to discard Prophet or Swamp here based on the draw. All right, perfect. Now we can ditch land instead of action. And we'll ditch Island as less important and play the Swamp. So now if they got the charge, though, okay, we block the 3. We block here and here, so we even survived a charge there. Now let's go ahead and knock the Angel out of the sky. Thief, Lich, Flyer, forces blocks. Is this the correct attack? They have to block, something dies. My only question is whether we send actually the elemental as well. Then they could chump here to not die. No, they have to block up top to not die. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, but X4, we force blocks depending on what these two cards are. Well, that's cool. Like these two flyers attacking means one of these two flyers has to block. And I guess they could go block here, take everything else. But then we have Golem and... All right, I'll leave it back, but I'm wondering if this might be incorrect. We'll take out the Pegasus. We're more concerned about their flyers than anything, right? So Pegasus seems good here. And play this land. All right. That looks pretty good for us. I'm going to wing words first anyway, though. I guess I could have profited and then words, but wanted to save that mana for post-combat. I don't know. Maybe I should have just profited first there. Yeah, now we got to send all and make him have it, right? There's my best dog friend. Changing his nap location, because that's his biggest concern on any given day. All right, we talked about maybe cutting a Cutthroat. But for what? Maybe a Convolute? Well, we could put in Piranha over like a Sorcerer maybe if we want 3/3 on the ground. They got those soldiers, so having things that eat those soldiers instead of trade with them is definitely important. Do that. Well, that kind of makes me want to go like this. Abomination is... I hear what you're saying, but if we're being overwhelmed in the air, Abomination is the saddest draw you could draw. So... just call this good. Hey, look! Now I let the rope go. And apparently it's still a bug. Thanks, wizards. You do an Abomination over Altar? But Abomination at 6 comes down and sits there looking up. Altar comes down on 6, sacrifices your Blood Burglar, and makes a flyer blocker. I think we are fine. Ugh. Can't get a good starting hand, though. Although I think we keep this one between Blood Burglar and Noxious Grasp. These are just very far away is the problem. But this makes it worth keeping, I think. And this, if we get blue, will counter something. All right, we're going to keep this, hope for some blue. And hope Burglar and Grasp are enough to get us to Altar and Golem. I did White Russian. We spent a good chunk of the morning, the start of our day, talking about that. All right, well, you even got to play. Well, Fenor, if we're in such a bad spot that we can't pay 2 life for a blood-soaked altar, but you're thinking 5/5 Death Touch is where it's at for 6? I don't think so. So weird to play this without any audio. Which is unusual. I'm a light audio guy. Usually I turn down everything because it's annoying, but in this case, I find the arena sounds useful. Well, no blue yet, but Grasp is an instant, and Oppo hasn't done anything, so... Yeah, we're both struggling a bit here. We kept a risky keep, they mulliganed, and the result is as you see it. But trying to hang on. This may be where the Blood Burglar goes down, though. Don't even feel the need to do anything about that yet, because it can't do anything yet. But we are struggling, it's just they're struggling even more, right? Hopefully they did that because they're trying to deploy another thing and then they think they're going to start blocking instead of using that vial. I don't want them to use the vial. I want them to try it. Yeah, this is great. So let's Grasp Sentinel. Oh, come on, deck. I even put more islands in. I don't know. They're not at scoop point yet. I mean, we're... If they vial the Burglar and we don't draw any more lands, we lose this game. Well, I'll disfigure if we draw another unplayable card instead of discarding. Instead, we get exactly what we wanted. Now I kind of just like convoluting their play almost. We have convolute plus disfigure. We can wing words for cards next turn if we need to. Uh-oh, they're finally going to just use the vial on the vampire. Which is not great because it means we don't get to convolute anything. 3 land versus 2 land, and we had 3 points of lifelink out. That's what happened. Still kind of want to keep the convolute up, but at some point we should try and do some stuff. I mean, we could wing words, then we wouldn't have convolute up. Play it patient. Yeah, we better stop that since they don't seem to have another land here. Golem's not that great. It kills something we can kill already and isn't even a problem. But now that we've used our convolute, we're going to wing it up. All right, all right. If we do it again, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, then we'd have to discard, but we could just discard a land. But no reason to do that. We'll stay patient. The only reason to do that is if we had nothing that we felt like we could do next turn. But if nothing else, we can play the altar. In fact, we can go altar, have disfigure up. Well, I can't stop that one, Oppo. It doesn't do anything turn one, no, but the point is we have a good place to put our mana is all I'm saying. And we'll continue to work the enablers rather than the Pegasus. Seven mana. Maybe we do want to wing words and potentially... Like, there's nothing to alter yet. I'm going to go ahead and wing words and look for more pressing action, more interesting action. Hey, there we go. Got a Blood Burglar for this shenanigans, so we can get that going. And then, or sorry, a set skeleton for the Splinters altar shenanigans, and a Blood Burglar we can play out here. Wow. So many words. Now I got to close them out here before they turn a corner on card advantage. Three. Well, four. If you count ours, there's five. Yep, we're just gonna keep at it, keep the pressure on. I think you could argue either way. A demon doesn't let us attack for anything there. The play we made set us up for a 3-point attack, and now we just win. Yeah, because we can Splinters the Eagle. Well, let's see if they can play another soldier. Okay, so we don't just win. No, we can though. Get to that's awfully suspicious, huh? Well, let's put him to the test right here, right now. Probably a God's Willing here. Yeah, we want to make him use one thing, and then we use sleep paralysis. Try to win with sleep paralysis after this. I don't know what cards they showed, but we can talk about that potentially. All right. Well, we started on a game loss, but we came back for the double win and the match win. All hail, best of 3. Now I'm going to quit and restart, turn the audio back on. No, I said I'd do that when we lose. We have to lose first. I'm not gonna worry about the preview cards right now. Sorry, Mensch. We took too long. We've been talking and talking all day long, and started drafting late. We have a nice deck, so this actual event could go long, and we have Jay Schneider coming on for some constructed. So I'm gonna just keep pushing. Hey, Oppo. GG. We were both trying to find our way in that third game, but I thought those words were going to bail you out. We stopped the first one, and then you got a couple more words in. I'm like, man, they're going to turn the corner if we don't close this out. Sure, if we're 4-0, we'll do Mill in the 5th match. Absolutely. I can promise you that.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you, War Furnace. Oh, wow. Mr. Sigrist, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. We have a black-blue M20 traditional draft going. We are 1-0 here. We do have a package of... We have 5 Sages Row Denizens, so we do have a mill plan if we want it, but we're not running it now. We decided to start with a more traditional-looking blue-black deck, and then we're going to... I promised chat that we're gonna switch to... Excuse me, we're gonna switch to the mill deck should this deck lose a match, or should we go 4-0? So if we go 4-0 or we take a loss, we're going to switch and try mill. This is somewhat risky. It's a classic, like, the trouble with the 1-3s against 2-2s in this format, black 2-2s, is Blade Brand. If we block here and it's Blade Brand, it's kind of blowouty, but at the same time, it does put something in the yard for Agonies, and if we're not blocking with this, why are we running it? So I'm going to make him have it. I don't think Sorin is very good without vampires. No, I've had a fight with chat about that before, so I may not be settled law. Can historic cube draft be real? Of course it can. I could design a cube based on just the cards that exist on Arena right now, and it would be fun. Yeah, 0-0 embodiment, not what we're looking for. We're going to drop the vampire here. I'm going to attack with the sorcerer. If we block with the vamp, we'll block with the vamp, but I think we kind of have to. I don't want to sit here just taking, giving them 2 life, 2 life, 2 life endlessly. Oh, they got to disfigure. Well, they're going to give us 2 life, 2 life, 2 life endlessly, I guess. Now we're close to finding some plays. Oh no! Wanted the blue. If we drew an island, we could paralyze this before it got ridiculous. Now I kind of want to make the 1/1 Agonies just to threaten the Aerialist. And we have Soul Salvage to get it back later anyway. And we got nothing... Very little else to do unless we want to give up Sorcerer and Bone Splinters to take out the Aerialist. I'm going to make them answer the Agonies before we fall back on that plan. And it's nice that the embodiment at least can be salvaged and get bigger later. We are running 10-7. We just have a couple of blue cards in our main deck here. Hey Tron, hanging with Siggy, and now you're hanging with me. Right on. Glad you floated this way. Yeah, so we'll try and get this. And they didn't show anything for this before, so I'll also reblock here. Maybe they have their own soul salvage. Well, we could get them both back and actually play the vampire. I'm okay with that. Let's do that. Let's not be too greedy. Try to get some late game value here, and what we need is a board presence. They managed to kill the vampire before and prevent the block and kill of the blood burglar, but they're down on cards now. I'm gonna hope that they're out of removal options for the vampire here. Yeah, DJ, I was a little surprised. The reason I said, you know, they made that play and then I suggested soul salvage because that's the thing that made sense to me, that maybe they were just giving this up because they intended to soul salvage anyway. I think if you're playing Outrage, you don't want to go below 7, Robert. Even if it's a quotes, you know, even if it's your light color, you still want to make sure you get the double so that you can Outrage on 4 or 5. Yeah, Island is nice. We can do things with islands. Mainly, cast big flyers and see if they can stop them. Yeah, Boreal is amazing, and I wonder if it's just better than Seer at this point for your blue common needs. I just win so many games off of Boreals. And I don't win tons of games off of Seers, honestly. It's not the end-all be-all. Seers helped me get to the point where I can win a game with Boreal, so I'm not suggesting that the only metric for a card is whether how often it wins you games, but it is a data point. We could alter here, but we can alter when we intend to use it. If we embody, we get a 2/2 flying death touch. Is that good enough? If we alter and then sack something, we actually get a bigger embodiment. Yeah, let's go ahead and play the alter here, see what they've got. See how Appa wants to do. Is Boreal better than Elemental? You mean like the 4/4 for 3 blue? I would take the 4/4 for 3 blue. I just think big flyers, 5 mana, 3+ power flyers are great. Yeah, I'll probably sack the Sorcerer for that. Yeah, we can just do that now. Yeah, I'm in. Although, wait a second. I'm going to say no. If we sack the Fang now, we have to ditch one of these cards, and these are all good cards. We could ditch the Bone Splinters as not doing anything particularly right now. But I kind of want to wait until we're pitching less useful stuff. We're not in a huge hurry to win this game. Yeah, waiting for next turn is good, but to cast it was an option as well. But we got it out. We spent our 6 in a fairly stable board, and now we just get to we'll find one of our 2 skeletons, and then things get crazy. Get crazy with the cheese whiz. Yeah, Splinters is what I would have pitched had we put ourselves in that spot. I was going to offer this trade before. I think I want to still offer it now, especially with Embodiment. Get this bigger and bigger. You think we can get him with Sorcerer? Then Fathom Fleet, and then have a... Then we just have to sack the Fathom Fleet to make a 5/5. Yeah, might as well attack, and then either do it with the Fathom Fleet or the Sorcerer, depending on how they block. And what are we ditching? I guess we're probably ditching the Splinters. So I'll go and play this, and it doesn't do too much. I guess we could have ditched this. It doesn't do much against the Spider. In fact, maybe we sack the Cutthroat because the Sorcerer actually does something more useful potentially than the Fathom Fleet in the case of this Spider. Although we're going to paralyze the Spider and it'll be fine, right? So yeah, I'm going to... we'll keep that, and we'll get rid of the Sorcerer. Yeah, Embodiment prefers that we ditch the Sleep Paralysis. But I still think we ditch the Bone Splinters. Yeah, that's the thing. It also just chumps. We're just going to move in on Demons. To the extent that we can. Like, the other thing is, like, worrying about Cutthroat versus Sorcerer this turn doesn't matter. We sack the Cutthroat next turn. What do you mean? All right, so now, yeah, let's go ahead and paralyze the Spider. Attack with both. Oh, I mistapped. Whoops. I'll just hide the land right now. Well, Golem in the graveyard may be a bad idea against recursion colors, yes, but this is what was stopping our attack on the ground, making, you know, anyway, maybe you're right. Maybe that this end result suggests that we just should have gone with keeping the Golem tapped on the battlefield. But if they have sack stuff, like, also these decks play, you know, Bone Splinters and stuff, so it's this may end up in the graveyard anyway, is what I'm saying. Well, it wasn't hiding the shame as much as there was no real reason to play it. Okay, this has the same cost, so there's no point in cycling the Blade Brand yet. Shorten the clock on them here. And if we crack in successfully with both of these, we actually reduce them to 1 turn clock that either creature would finish them off with. And we're gonna cycle the Blade Brand now and see if there's anything we want to play. I guess I should have done it before combat if I was gonna do it. Give it up, Dark Spark! Explode, Liliana! Yep. Alright, picked up 1. Green, black. Well, we have Ether Gust. And we have Grasp. Cut one Blade Brand for sure there. What else, though? $14.10. Got to do it before this sound happens. I see what you're saying, Haj. But I kept applying. It did make our embodiment bigger. I don't want to cut card draw. Oh geez, it's gonna start going on me. I don't want it to happen. I'm gonna cut one Cutthroat. I like one Blade Brand still. They're on the ground enough here to justify a Blade Brand. The rope bug is still there, so we got in just under it. Skelly versus Skelly? No, Vampire versus Skelly, alright. Well, I like our side of this fight. Fenlurker, annoying. How about... I'm gonna be pretty greedy. I'm going to ditch a land, even though we have two, because we have the Winged Words. We only need one more land to... oh, no, Skeleton, of course, sorry. I'm just being... Oh, no, it was Exile, though. So Skeleton was not bad, sorry. That was... Whoops. War Furnace, you tricked me into a misperception, but that's all right. My job to read there. Nah, it's on me. I'm the one clicking things. It's up to me to differentiate between chat nonsense and chat good ideas, and my nonsense versus my good ideas. Cannot punt a broadcaster when they aren't streaming. You guys see me streaming, right? I hope I'm streaming. All right, David, good to know. Sorry, there's nothing to do here. We're just going to say no attacks and pass. It's possible they play a land, attack with a Fenlurker, and we get to Blade Brand the Lurker. That would be all right. But they might not even want to offer that pump threat, because even if we didn't have a Blade Brand... You could justify making them spend their whole turn pumping a Fenlurker just to kill a skeleton you can get back. So I don't even think they'll necessarily attack with the Fenlurker. But they'll probably now attack with the Vampire to maybe pump the Aerialist. Is that... Yeah, and that's fine. We're going to still take this offer. Yeah, we do have a skeleton already, so it's possible the pitching the other skeleton was correct anyway. I should have at least considered it, though. It was a punt to not think through the play more. And I'm not going to cycle Blade Brand here. We will just pop that out. We'll do the words, take some damage, but try to find some land. All right, now we have sleep paralysis for the Aerialist at least. Noxious, thank you so much, hosting my stream with a massive quantity of viewers by my standards anyway. Welcome, Nox viewers. Glad to have you here. We are up a game in an M20 draft. We have a pretty nice blue-black deck, and trying to make it through this black-green deck here. Probably just going to paralyze the Aerialist this turn, and see about turning a corner next turn. Welcome, Nox viewers. If you haven't been here before, we mostly play limited around here. We're actually going to do some constructed in about an hour or so. We'll switch over to some constructed. Most Fridays in the afternoon after we draft, we bring on Jay Schneider, the progenitor of the famous Sly deck, one of the OG Magic deck builders, who comes on our stream in the afternoons on Fridays to do some arena-style deck brewing. So there's that as well. If you like what you see, give me a follow. That would be sweet. All right, what are we doing here? Looks like they've slowed up. We can start to turn a card advantage corner here and just cast the wing words. I guess we don't need to play the swamp first. Let's go like this. Thank you for those follows, much appreciated. And we'll do this and keep up a Noxious Grasp. They ostensibly are playing some green cards. Don't know where they are. Oh yeah, I should introduce myself too. For those of you from Nox's stream who don't know me, I co-created the Limited Resources podcast with Marshall Sutcliffe before joining Wizards of the Coast, where I worked in R&D for about 5 years, and then on the Arena team for about 2 years. So a lot of our talk around here is about game design and WotC stories and Arena dev stuff, you know? We play primarily on, if you see my ticker at the bottom of the screen there, you see it says account. That's because I play on, primarily we play on 2 different accounts. We play on a free-to-play account where we have only spent the $5 welcome bundle, and that's what we've got going on here. Looks like they're getting their vampire back. And we draft basically about 5 times a week free-to-play. And that's kind of the theme of this stream, is seeing how much limited we can squeeze out of the free-to-play account. All right, Oppo is doing some recycling, but nothing too threatening. We just want... All right, we're close to Meteor Golem. That'll be nice, but we don't have a threat here is the problem. Embodiment's not bad. It would be nice if I could get it to be 1 bigger, because then it would be big enough to eat stuff. So maybe we go ahead and like cycle the Blade Brand just to make the embodiment a 3/3. And then a 3/3 stops everything except the vampire. I guess the Lurker can double pump soon at 6 mana. Yeah, but that's a good... I like Hammer's line. I like Hammer's line. Nice, Robert. You two are both crushing it. All right, so we're going to not let auto tap work us over here, though. We're going to bring back Sanitarium Skeleton, replay it, and then have Blade Brand on the ground for it. That's a nice play, and it also holds back that vampire. Yeah, I suppose GMJ Pick is asking the fundamental question when somebody tells you how they're doing on their free-to-play account. How often are you drafting? Because I could have a bazillion gems on my free-to-play account if I just chose not to spend gems and just came in every day and did my gold grinding, right? So the fundamental question about how you're doing free-to-play is what it's actually getting you in terms of limited reps. I'm going to go ahead and try and trade for this Fenlurker. It makes them pump this turn. kind of takes up their whole turn to do that. And we still get the brand. They might have a response, but I like the play. They probably don't, because they might have attacked with the Vampire of the Dire Moon if they had something that would prevent the skeleton from successfully taking on the Blade Brand. That sounds about right, Robert. I like it. And that's, you know, that's kind of what I preach here, is like, just nice, steady drafting. Just don't go super nuts. Draft steadily a few times a week, and you can do it for $0. I'm going to just drop this now. We have 7 mana. We can go Meteor Golem. We can go Boreal. I think we got to go Meteor Golem just to, just for the memes. Do that. Also sets us out here and sets us up as soul salvage later. This is another thing we do around here, newcomers. A lot of card memes. I'm not even sure if that was the optimal play, but it was optimal to trigger the Meteor Golem meme anyway. Yeah, David, early on, we sometimes ran out of gems on free-to-play and would have to go to the paid account, but lately our bankroll has been so well stocked that we haven't really had to go to paid unless we were going to be silly or do something that consumes gems in a way I don't recommend for the budget-conscious player, such as sealed. So we play all of our sealed on paid. I'm happy to offer this up. Maybe they just want to do some digger shenanigans or something, but I want to do embodiment shenanigans, so if they want to kill the Meteor Golem, the embodiment will just get bigger. M20 has been very kind to us. We've been kind of crushing it on M20, it's true. So that's actually perfect. Is there black and 1? There is a black and 1 in there, so grasp doesn't change anything. All right, 8 total mana. I want to spend 3 on this, 2 on this, and I guess that leaves us with a grasp up. Although maybe we should, if this goes to game 3, are we supposed to cut our anti-green? We haven't, what green have we even seen from this? This is like nearly mono black. Probably just has like the one, the reclamation enchantment or something, and this grasp might just be a dead card here. We'll keep that in mind for any forced discards or whatnot. But yeah, we could also go just Boreal Embodiment. I like that. Let's go Boreal Embodiment. Oh yeah, we saw a spider. That's a good point. We did see one spider. Thank you. So that's a nice use of our 8 mana. And that's why I like control decks instead of aggro decks in general in Limited. People know, who watch the stream know that I do draft aggro when it presents itself, but I think the reason control or more controlling mid-range decks are where I want to be is because I get to say things like, all right, we used up all of our 8 mana efficiently. I just never say that when I play an aggro deck. I say, I have 8 mana and nothing to do and we're going to die. Well, that's no problem either. I think I know what 2 cards we're going to be getting back with our soul salvage. I'm definitely not into the mill package against black. Why do you want to play mill against Gravedigger? Right? We would side into mill strategically against non-black, I think, but not black. Yeah. You want to mill the soul salvage deck? I don't think so. Well, if I'm going to entertain the newcomers, it's going to show them what this stream is about, and that's maximizing our win percentage with as much of our decisions as we can. We're gonna now, let's see, 4, 8, 9. With 9, we can't do soul salvage and replay the the meteor golem, but we can replay the embodiment. So let's do that. Make sure there's nothing else we want to do first. Nope. Well, I'm gonna attack, but. I don't know, TX Pump Fist. Did you... But you can ask me a question. I'll type what you're thinking, and I will respond. All right, 1, 2. And now we can return the skeleton if we don't have a Noxious Grasp play. Oh, I see your question now. Anyone know if the welcome bundle will be TOE? What is that? Come rotation? I got a free-to-play account where I have bought welcome bundle yet barely spent any wild cards and hit platinum quite fast. Considering if I should buy anything or use any wild cards now. Not sure how to approach it. If you are enjoying yourself and don't, I would save wild cards unless there's a deck you really want, you know? I've been chatting and playing. Maybe if they soul salvage their golem back, we should have waited on playing the embodiment, but doing a lot of things at once here. That might have been suboptimal to let ourselves get taken out by their golem. Of course, we have one to come back with, so. Now we got both of our anti-green and none of our oppos green. And we kind of want to save our golem for their big dude. So we're going to keep attacking on in the air here. We'll drop a Valueless Cutthroat and a skeleton. Oh, they salvaged Gravedigger and Airlist. Okay, but then... Yeah, good point. So they just had it. Never mind. Again, though, it's hard to track everything when you're chatting as well. But we'll play this. Peacebone is asking about the source of that song. That is Meteor Shower by Rhett Miller. R-H-E-T-T Miller. Great song. If you want to... I start each... let's see, did I do... Is it... I think this got added. I think somebody helped me out. Yeah. So if you want to see there's a... break and meme playlist that you can check out that shows all the full songs of the memes we use. Blocking. I guess we got a block here. And then we get it back. Free block. Just processing all the info here. And yeah, we're going to have to golem this aerialist or we're just done for. And then, what else can we do? 9, we can play the skeleton again. Can't do golem and lich, though. Yeah, let's do this. And we could save our mana for a possible green creature. That spider we're so waiting for, but I'm going to go ahead and play the skeleton. We can always do this later. Boy, I feel lied to about the contents of Oppo's deck, and I feel like now I want to stay back on D and try to get a better wide board built up before we get too greedy with our attacks at 6 life against a real board. Maybe with all the additional viewers, we can go and vote on whether to switch to the mill deck early. For new viewers, this draft we drafted 5 copies of Sage's Row Denizen, but felt like our just baseline blue-black deck was good enough without mill shenanigans. But we do want to try it once. You don't often get 5 of those, so at some point we're going to switch to a mill deck and give that a try. And we can do that maybe even next if that's what people want to do. Especially because I think if we 5-win, we're going to play it out today. It depends on Jay's schedule. I don't know if Jay Schneider is around yet, but if he can hang, we can play this out. All right, they've shuffled a lot of value back into their deck. Their deck is now just chock full of good stuff. So we at least finally have something we could kill if we wanted. Is this exile? This destroy? Top or bottom? We can scry or, yeah, scry. Let's scry into possible lich. Scry into lich into then decide. Don't need that. Do we want another blood burglar? Doesn't do anything against the meteor golem, but we could use some life. If we only had... Yeah, we don't want it, do we? Let's just get rid of that. Not on this board. And then now we'll lich. Liches get stitches. Easy pitch there. And now we just got to find a way to win. And that means starting to attack again. We'll head in with the Boreal and maybe even the Meteor Golem, although... Nah, they've got Gravedigger. We can't just give them a Meteor Golem back. This is the real problem of, you know, we have a ground force kind of brewing here, but it doesn't matter if we can't let him Gravedigger back something like a Golem, or else we lose our Elemental. Right now, plan A is Elemental somehow gets there. It's not a great plan. It's not super reasonable to expect to be able to attack 7 more times with a flyer with the way they've stocked their deck, but maybe we'll get some extra support for it, or get to a place where we can do a nice alpha. You missed Loaming Shaman. Oppo in the tank. That's got to be good for us, especially at 0 Hourglass. I don't care too much about that. I guess I care more that they're extending their life lead with their much better stacked deck. We have 15 cards with a bunch of land left. They've got 27 cards of heavy gasoline. I could use one of these on this, but I just don't see the need right now. I would rather have 2 answers to future spiders than bother using up an answer on currently a non-threat. I just feel like they put too much good stuff back in their deck not to have this plan fail as is. We need some more help besides a Boreal just randomly getting there from 19. That just doesn't make sense to me. But what are we digging for? What do we want? I guess we could... Hey, Jay. Jay lets me know he is here, but no rush, so that's good. Thanks, Jay. Altar. Yeah, let's get Altar. Yeah, Altar is what we want. Although we only have 6 life, but we get some more back with this Blood Burglar. Still don't even care about this Vorse Claw. I don't. I'm gonna let it go. And keep plunking away with this dude. Yeah, we'll play a Thief. Well, Twitch seems confused about the state of my stream. I don't... yeah, Streamlabs says there's 275. And if I go to my Twitch page, it says 275 there too. Maybe you need to refresh. Alright, and there we go. Oh, but look. Blowouts. Do we just want to put it on top or kill it outright? Let's put it on... Let's just make it go away for right now. Because if they play a spider, I want to kill that outright. That was great for us, obviously, but also shows why I'm not counting on this going distance. Now, if we grasp the Shaman, they have 2 creatures. They like block, and take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we can still at least wait till we untap, but we're getting close to the point where we want to just go ahead and... Well, Golem in the graveyard is fine if they can't use it to recover in time. So let's say we got him to like 3. Let's say if we all out attacked here, we got him to 3. And they got the Golem back. Well, what happens? They Gravedigger it back, then they've got a Golem in hand, and we get them dead, right? So we can absolutely let the Golem die despite the Gravedigger. It just has to be with them so up against the ropes that we feel good about how the game's going to end up. And I think if they go with a Vorse Claw play here, then we will do that. We'll grasp the Vorse Claw and swing away. And then I think they go to 10 for sure off the Elemental. 9. Block. 8, 7. We'll see. We are at 6, but we would have a Blood Burglar that would put us back to 8. We'll see. We don't need to do it now. We have so much mana, we don't need to do it now anyway. Okay, that, I think, says we should do it. Right? Grasp, kill. Do we want to kill before we swing, though? Do we let him block and take out the Golem? No, they're going to do that anyway. We just kill... kill this. We also get a life back off that. Kill the Burglar so they don't get life back. And then I like the all attack. I don't want to disfigure after blocks because then they get an extra block in. I think we send everything. Not just the big. We can hold Skeleton back, I suppose. Skeleton's a good hold back, but everything else I like. Oh, Thief makes backswing lethal, but Skeleton says, so what? Also, I don't think they can not block here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is a lethal attack, so they have to block. I'm doing this. I like keeping the skeleton there, but everything else is fine. Oh, and perfect. Now I think we've got them. Because unless they gotta go Gravedigger and something else impressive. Yeah, Gravedigger, Netcaster. Even then, we get to Bone Splinters, and then they only have one blocker, and one blocker lets us... I guess it lets them live if they can block the Elemental, because then we get through for 5, or 4, because we need to skeleton away something. Yeah, they can't even really go for the Golem. They have to get something that they can play right now. And I think... I don't know, they can still live. Well, let's see. We gotta see the draw. Yeah, I think if we draw a creature, we win, because then we can splinters the draw. All right, just got there, right? We got there and we didn't even need that pesky altar that wouldn't show up for us. Only on 2 wins, though. Do we have time to go for 5? Maybe, not sure if we have time to go for 5 today. But we can take another step. All right, since a lot of our current viewers haven't seen the whole deck in its glory, we'll bring this. Here's we have 5 of these denizens. And I'll pull it. Do you want mill or pat? Do you want to stand pat, P-A-T, or do you want to move to the mill, M-I-L-L? It looks like Mill is running away with it. Do you want to just switch to Mill? Eh, we can start Mill. That's true. We get it. How about this? Clearly, people want to do the Mill thing, but I think it's a good point that against like Black, you just don't want to play a Mill strategy. You just stock their graveyard. So I'm gonna go with. I hear the people. The people want to see the Mill deck, but I kind of like sideboarding into it. But I can't sideboard into it quickly unless I know exactly what we're doing. So help me figure out what the Mill deck actually looks like. It probably means we cut the Cutthroats.
Say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you for the sub. Queen's giving out subs. Oh, Dark, did we just play? GG, thank you for the good game. I had all that anti-green stuff, and it was like, where's their green stuff? Like, when is the green stuff gonna show up? Yeah, we can bring in these, cut these, cut that, cut that. Maybe one skeleton. What about this for like a mill deck, a mill build? Do you like this for the mill build? Altar? Yeah, I can cut altar in the mill build. I like that. That lets us put back something. We could put back... Blood Burglar. Blood Burglar or a second Skelly. 15-7 in this case. Yeah, Anticipate could go in. Find what we're looking for this combo. David Vero asks, I wonder where the have multiple saved configurations of a draft pool is in the arena, in the feature list for arena. I don't know where it is on the list right now, but when I left a little over a year ago, it was one of the final tough cuts that we made to the design, to the feature suite that we were going out with. Combat tricks. Well, yeah, I could cut another Blade Brand, I suppose, and bring in a Convolute and an Anticipate. We could even do Bone to Ash in this context. Nah. What about that? Yeah, not only was it identified, it was wanted, and we were planning to do it, and then we just had to make cuts. I can't bring myself to cut a Thief. Thief too good. I'm taking a screenshot here, so I have a way to rebuild. And then we'll just go home, discard changes. And now we'll run it, but we will look for an opportunity to side into the mill plan, okay? X4 Roland is looking to make things more difficult than they have to be. Yeah, we can talk about some final cuts as we sideboard into it. Pat, stand pat. For the purposes of voting, stand pat is a poker term meaning I don't want any new cards. I don't want to change my situation. So when you stand pat, you're saying no changes. With Skeleton, Disfigure, Blade Brand, and Winged Words, I'm actually tempted to keep this, but we'll be adults in Mulligan, the one-lander. I don't know what the etymology of pat is as I'm good. I am going to be greedy. We're going to keep this, and I'm going to pitch a swamp and know that we're one land away from a Winged Words to keep our land flowing. So a little bit of a greedy, but I tend to be greedy in these when I can keep both of my colors and have clear plays and card draw with only one more land. So it's the presence of both the Vampire and the Winged Words that made me want to, made me able to pitch a land there. Will we be punished? Lose this game on 2 land? Also a possible result here. It's like, Disfigure's like the only thing I can think of, so... You might have been correct, Zive, but looks like we got there. I like Thief into Cutthroat here. Thief into Cutthroat is a great play if they don't just outright kill the Thief. Thief into Daybreak Chaplain as Cutthroat, with Cutthroat even better, because we don't even lose the Thief. Aye, Captain. No blocks, but we're going to take out that Captain and draw a card in the process. Zeev. Okay, I'm trying to remember this. I gotta lock it in, or I won't remember. Zeev. I think I got it. Auto Tapper's usually good in that spot. There's nothing else competing, and it can see the one black. I check anyway, but Auto Tap is generally good in a spot like that. They're always good in a spot like that. It's only when it's got competing pulls or special lands that it gets pretty wonky. I'm going to go ahead and attack with both. We got another Cutthroat. But let's go Winged Words into Sorcerer here. Ooh, or Lich. Lich is good too. Have to ditch something, but we'll see what we draw. Land. No land, so we'll ditch the Sorcerer.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Mama's gifting Zeev. Thank you. Bronto's a big boy. We do have Cutthroat, though. And I'm going to send in both, see what they want to do. All right, happy for that trade. And let's go with 6 mana, just go Boreal. Hard to know what they're splashing. Could be splashing the Knight. That's a weird splash, but I've been put in some weird positions in my magicking. Our attacks with the Skeleton are kind of telegraphing the Fathom Fleet a bit. I'm going to leave it back now, though, because we have actually Blade Brand in hand. And I'll just drop the Burglar, and maybe we can make use of this Blade Brand. Yeah, we could paralyze the tracker before it's a problem. If they play a land and spend their whole turn on one tracker activation, that's not the worst. That's kind of good for us, I think. Now I'm going to go ahead and paralyze the tracker. They do get their one draw off it. But then I like bringing the tracker down this way and then seeing if we can't get one of the other ones with our Blade Brand. I like them being tapped out too.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you for the subs. Much appreciated. Yeah, we'll play land. Yeah, we'll play land. Still don't feel like I have good heuristics on when I'm playing and not playing lands. One of my places where I never feel comfortable with whether I'm optimizing or not. We need to have a sit down with a better player and get some better heuristics locked into my brain. There's a powerful magical card, and they've got a nice one in the Netcaster that stops our Boreal. Now we need some help. Eventually we're going to find Soul Salvage. I think they're going to have to start attacking with the Knight, and that's when we get in with the Bladebrand Skeleton, though. Only question is whether we're bothering attacking the Boreal into this spider now. We're just being patient with the Boreal and seeing if we can't clear the spider out through other means. I think we wait on all fronts right now. Trouble with truly splashing the Knight is that part of its strength in the late game is multiple pumps, and you can't really count on those as a splash, so that's one thing to consider about thinking of the Knight as a splashable. Let's look for some profit. I like them both. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. What do we want first, actually? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different casting costs. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe just start there. And that makes me want to go ahead and send in the Boreal. Go for it, Spider. Heck, it's more for our embodiment. Yeah, ideally we trade Skelly for Vamp, and then with Bladebrand, and then we start using the skeleton for the altar that's underneath our embodiment. That's a good point. I was not thinking about pitching for altar. I probably shouldn't have played that land. Good point. But almost anything will be fine to pitch to it. Pitch the Bladebrand that doesn't seem to be getting anything done anymore. Bladebrand here wouldn't make a difference anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to lead with the embodiment. What we might do is cycle the Bladebrand. Oh, it doesn't matter. If we just pitch the Bladebrand, it's fine. The Knight is now just going to get endlessly chumped anyway. Attacking with Skeleton isn't free because we want to have it on defense against the Knight. Well, where would I draft it now, Fiddles? I never punish, so we're going to draw a land for the altar anyway. See? Yeah, we'll even send in a profit. Well, I needed a top deck. Did they have it? No. All right, let's see. We saw, what was our Oppo up to? Are we switching? You want to do it? Time for mill? All right, let me bring up my mill model and see if I can make the swaps. All right, we're going one skeleton, then the rest of those. Gone, 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 gone for moat piranhas and anticipate. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and convolute. Then down, down, and down. And there we are, right? And then we gotta go. All right, this way. Well, we're gonna go with the deck we figured out. I want to start it before the nasty sound bug kicks in. Looks good. Denizen into Lich. Pitch a swamp. Are there draws where we mill ourselves and try to win with Soul Salvage Embodiment? I think you got to kind of commit to the plan. I don't think you start milling yourself just for that strategy, but it's interesting. Well, I don't want to. I'm trying. I think they do pretty different things. Convolute and Skelly. Skeleton is pretty good in a self-mill plan or in a just go long plan. I acknowledge. I'm going to start here. If we lose this but decide to stick with mill, we can bring in a Skelly, okay? We'll try the Skelly for Convolute or something along those lines. Standard has not rotated yet in Arena, Anthony. It will rotate when we get the new set, when the new set comes out. All right, well. They did show a disfigure, but frankly, if they want to disfigure this, that's fine, because then they can't disfigure the Lich, which is going to be better on the board. Yeah, they might have disfigure, but if so, go for it. All right, interesting. Well, this kind of makes me just want to paralyze the Knight for now. And then we can do this stuff next turn. We get to go Piranha and Wingwords, or Piranha and Lich. So let's use our mana. Oh, good point. Thank you. I forgot what this gauntlet did. I need to read the actual cards. So we have to try and kill that with Lich instead. So even though it's less mana efficient, I'm going to go ahead and cast the Lich here. I like that it threatens that Corpse Knight right away. And we'll stay back to block. Yeah, it's so exciting because you're like, I'm going to 2-for-1 them, right? It was so tempting to 2-for-1 them, but it wasn't a 2-for-1 if they can completely nullify my my action. Do we need to... No, let's just Wingwords and then Piranha. Excuse me. A little shake there as I slipped on the desk. Wow, a little floody, but it's all right. Ooh, they do have... Maybe this is not, again, the... We kind of said, sure, we can bring it in the mill, but it's like, why did we bring in the mill against this matchup? Exactly, I don't know. Because we really wanted to mill it. Well, I know, but we saw that they're playing green and black. Green and black is not generally what you want to be playing your mill against. Soul Salvage. Well, with Soul Salvage, that's an excuse to start milling yourself, I suppose. Does that make us want to attack? And we have the skeleton to block here, so I'm actually going to attack with the Lich now. I want it this way. Again, we could do ourselves, but I'm going to stick with the plan here. Try to get them milled before we lose. No, keep sending the Lich. I like the Disfigure around. Double blocking Lich doesn't get him, though, right? Oh, I mean, it would allow the Lich to survive, I suppose. Not sure if that even matters, though. Corpse Knight still isn't doing too much, but we could just take it out now. Because we get the skeleton back right away. I don't know what they're doing with the Lich or what their long-term plan there is, but yeah, I like this. Let's do this. I don't think we need to be that aggressive about our milling. I think we have a nice control situation going on here. And we don't have to do shenanigans like, we're going to sacrifice our blue stuff to the splinters so that we can mill more. We'll mill, don't worry, we'll mill. Wait, Ryan, wait. And I'll keep saving lands. It's not that we couldn't use more land, but having stuff to pitch to the Lich is just insane. Very good for us. Nice. I want to take a look at the milling first and then attack. No, we declined to draft that portal. Not even sure the portal would make the cut. I just think the 5 natural denizens is fine. I mean, I think if I keep the swamp, we could play the prophet is the thing. But I'm in no hurry. I'm gonna just ditch the swamp. We're not winning, you know, we just need to cast this with ease and play. It doesn't matter if it's this turn or next turn. No hurry. Their deck is at 15? We'll profit first. Sorry, Oppo. This is a miserable way to lose a game of Magic. I'm aware of that. Sure, I like pulling a vampire here. Why not? Helps the ground. Yeah, we could pitch for blue, but again, I'm not in that much of a hurry. I think it's fine to have a Death Touch lifelinker on the ground against this deck. Could start doing these. And using Disfigure if they try to double. Yeah, attacking doesn't matter. You're right. I'll stop attacking. We'll just... The Lich is doing its thing, though. And they're just giving us the Lich activation every time. That doesn't do much. For as long as this game is gone, this is a pretty weak embodiment. This doesn't let him untap, right? We could tap that one. But I'm just going to send in Lich again. Yeah, it's fine. And nothing we can disfigure to keep the dude alive, which is what Oppo was playing around. We showed disfigure in the first game. So this is fine. Must have just drawn that. That's a play they would have had for a while. All right, that's fine too. Really, I was just attacking to keep looting because they were letting us. Also soul salvage it back right now. Yeah, let's just soul salvage it back. It's problematic enough for them. Let's see. Maybe we should wait on that. Because we only have Lich. Yeah, that's all that's there. Never mind. We won't do that. We're just going to embodiment. I know it's not much, but we're just kind of waiting around to mill them anyway. There's 7 cards here. Unless they find some Loaming Shaman type action, we should get them pretty soon. All right. Yeah, I suppose we could send in... Well, I'll do it next turn. Yeah, we can just win next turn, I think. We're giving him another turn here. Probably should have just figured it out this turn. But not even need to attack here. They need a sweeper. I don't care about that. Sweeper, we got him. Which they figured out. Yeah, even a sweeper we have soul salvage, but it's a little awkward because you got to get back both the blue creatures and then you only trigger once, really. All right. Well, do you want to start with the mill plan or side back into it again? I like confusing them. I'm willing to side back into it again, but I don't want to start with it. Also, it is just really bad against a heavy graveyard-based black-green deck. We probably shouldn't have done it there, but got away with it. Who do you write to at Wizards for requesting more turtles? Actually, probably want to write Doug Beyer. You want to go for the creative side if you want more Vorthos specifics in your life. Well, your name is Poseidon, so you're showing your bias there, Sea King. We have more swamps than islands, and we're any land away from a winged word, so we're going to keep this. Well, we got a nice pitch card for the Lich. Meandering Tower Shell is a fantastic card, I agree. Ken Nagel Joint, that one. Do you get the joke Ken was making with that card? Ken made Meandering Tower Shell to create a creature that had the opposite of haste. But very specifically, yes, just like that. Like, what would be the opposite of haste? Is that their first attack doesn't even happen. That it waits a turn. That it takes 2 turns, basically, for it to unsick. Alright, so yeah, we're just going with the Lich here. Oh, I played my skeleton because I'm a dummy. I just did it because I was excited about the black and chatting. Maybe we just take... Well, actually, it's a free attack. Let's start with the old free attack. Shocking, they figured out the free attack wasn't the thing to do. Let's Lich. Probably still pitching an island. Definitely pitching an island. Hearthstone, like, so you could have done it mechanically. Like, you could have done the opposite of haste by doing something like, this creature enters the battlefield tapped and, you know, has 2 counters on it and doesn't untap, whatever. There's ways you could do it, but the way that it was implemented actually feels like a slow turtle. Like, there's nothing about keeping a turtle tapped that feels like a slow turtle, but the way it was actually implemented does to me feel like, yep, you did it. It's a slow turtle. All right, well, I wonder how long they can just not block the Skelly. We'll find out. It felt slow, but it was actually just, it was powerful. There was not much you could do about it, you know? Pitch another island. Let's wing some words over. I think we'll get him with the Cutthroat eventually. So this is not a black deck, but I also don't know if we have the tools to survive against a great Skies deck. I guess we'll leave this here and attack in. Okay, that helps. That makes me want to keep the swamp and actually ditch, like... Maybe I'll ditch a Cutthroat, and they'll think that we've given up on it, and actually do some blocking next time. But definitely we have to play the Elemental and put up an Air Force here. This is a big turn. These turns when you play one creature to try and blank all of their stuff, that's the key turns, and we came out ahead. Like, if they had removal for this or pacifism or whatever, we're probably just losing the game. But now we have a real chance. Looks like they're going to put Piranhas in front of the Lich, would be my expectation. So I'm going to send in both Skelly and Lich again. Want lands now because we want to use this golem to deal probably with the eagle. Eagle's the big problem up there in the sky. That's what I was thinking, David. Right now, even though they're not a black deck, I'm not super comfortable thinking that mill is going to be the way here. And... all right, they're not going to block. We're going to play the other one for no value, but at least be able to race here. And now we're a land away from a nice golem. Yikes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So they get a couple life back. And we want land. Ooh, no land. But we may have to just tap it down. We talking sandwiches? Now I'm so hungry. Yeah, we do have Blade Brand. That's a great point. Maybe we try and get him with Blade Brand, especially now that we've played double Cutthroat. They must think our skeleton shenanigans are over with. All right, I'm going to just say do nothing here. And maybe they'll... now that I've stopped finally attacking with a skeleton, maybe now they'll think we're done with skeleton shenanigans. Yeah, and the angel could get big here, because... oh, I guess it doesn't lifelink or anything. It's just big. Okay. Maybe they won't even attack with it. Maybe it's just their ground plan now. Good Cubans are indeed legendary. They might have something here. All right, only anticipate at the moment. Uh-oh, they got a target. Befuddle, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But we just cycled a bunch of our stuff for little value for either of us. And now we have our buddy, the Meteor Golem. What do we do with it, though? Skeleton blocks Life Chanter endlessly. But our problem seems to be up in the air. We do have two removals as well. We have Meteor Golem and Paralysis. So probably Golem the Flyer and Paralysis the Chanter. And I'll trade a Cutthroat for an Angel and for a Burglar. But I'll leave these back on D, although maybe we're on offense now. Are we just on offense? We take one big hit from this, though. Maybe we need a chump for that. Maybe just chump the Meteor Golem on Life Chanter to get it back. Yeah, that's fine. Let's attack. I know we didn't have to chump, but I really just want to salvage it back. That's a pretty sweet play. And I'm going to keep the attacking. Probably just going to Paralysis... Paralysis Thief this turn, or Paralysis Salvage this turn. Alright, well, it's a lot of work, but you do get to eat my Burglar. Trading there's fine too. And let's see, with 8 total mana, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can do it all. Let's just do the things that require black first. Golem definitely, and then Lich definitely. And yeah, with Skelly, we could just play the Thief. It's true. This doesn't have lifelink. It's just a big thing that's going to run into the skeleton. Or we can just play the Lich. I'm gonna play the Lich. Which means I should have just held this island to pitch it, but we had a different plan at the time I played the island, unfortunately. And now we gotta pick what we're giving up here. Thief. I'll ditch the Prophet. Thief still gets us cards. If this game goes long. It's a little bigger, but Thief... The point is, right now, Thief, with the paralysis on Life Hunter, Thief either trades with the Angel or attacks multiple times, so that's what I liked about that. It trades with something, doesn't just get eaten. Right, but Prophet doesn't draw us cards. It can in the scry sense, but but Thief just literally draws his cards. That's hard to pass up. They can pump here, so they have a double block. If we take out actually the Angel with the Meteor Golem, then the Air Elemental cannot be beaten in the air. So I'm actually going to Meteor Golem a flyer and keep bashing in the air. Any reason to attack with anything else? No, we're going to leave everything else back to be lovely, threatening defense. I was saying how I'm starting to like the Boreal Elemental more than the Seer. Although they have that's enough. But now we're going to paralyze the big flyer. And they still can't. Oh, now they can. They can finally take out our Boreal Elemental, but it's going to be costly and we get to swing away. Definitely paralyzing this Life Chanter. And now they do have the tools to finally trade for Boreal, but it's going to be costly. We get at least 2 of their flyers, and then we get to follow with an embodiment, so no big deal. Leave Skeleton back, but everything else trades, so it's fine. We're sending everything else. Trades or eats. Deckmaster shows all hearts and flowers according to me, and on my you might want to try refreshing your stream or something, because it's working for me. I know Skeleton, that's true, Skeleton doesn't block anything. That's a great point. But it also, yeah, I guess it would have made them put this on this. Yeah, I should have attacked the Skeleton. It's not blocking anything, you're right. We have how much to throw around? 3 points. So we'll take out these 2. I love it. You guys can't punt me because MTG bot doesn't understand what's going on. Vampire actually increases the size of the embodiment. That's what I'm looking at here. Well, I mean, we gotta make them use their stuff. I'm kind of not like, yeah, but we're gonna keep putting pressure on them. And what are they gonna do? Maybe I was a little sloppy there. Kind of one of those situations where I might have moved my win percent chance from like 93 to 92.5 or whatever. Well, it's not about whether they had the pacifism anyway, but I was basically assuming that what we're going for here is an overwhelming creature advantage on a board where they're at low life, where what they remove doesn't even matter as long as we keep going wide. So I didn't think it through. Maybe I should have thought it through more, but my basic thinking was, who cares what removal they have? Dump, 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 and go. Yeah, that's true. I did go tall instead of extra wide. That's totally reasonable. I just wasn't paying attention to that level of detail because of the dominant advantage we have in that spot. Did you want to try the mill? Like, the thing is, we just can't take away anything that solves the flying problems we have. But they seem... we can bring in that. They were red. Did they show red permanents? Do we see red creatures? They had red mana, but we didn't really see red creatures, did we? Let's just skip the red. Right? And they weren't green, were they? Trying to remember everything now. Yeah, it was just blue, white, splash red, right? Okay, so I think we cut a blade brand for that. I don't think I want Bone to Ash. Feels a little reactionary. Not awful, but I think we're just going to run this and ship it. Oh, that's right. We can view Battlefield now. I forgot about the feature that helps me with the fact that I forget about my opponent. I'm going to keep. Didn't they mulligan? Did they... Opponent kept 7. This is a close one. Keep is greedy, but I'm pretty greedy about keeps. It's true. Never punished. We just need black cards or a blue source. So I usually say, like, don't keep if you're asking for multiple things, but in this case I kept because there's several things that could happen that make the hand okay. Oppo with the pause on Blood Burglar. What was it? Ah, it was Cutthroat. There you go. And we knew they had it. I could have remembered that, I suppose. But since I didn't remember what color they were at the end of Sideboarding, I don't know why I would be expected to remember something like... things like having a Brineborn Cutthroat. Do we offer it up? Yes, because worst case, they blow us out with like a 2-for-1 that sets up a bigger embodiment. Countered. Convolute. Anticipate. Yeah, that's true. They have Befuddle. If I were using the overlay here better, I would... because I also have the Good Games overlay. But I don't know where... visually it is. Hey, look, some blue. Well, I don't like their plan. I like our plan. Never punished, I told you. Oh my god, never punished. I'm the most never punished person that's ever not been punished. Now I don't want Prophet, now I want Disfigure and Lich. They might have God's Willing, but we'll take that risk. Actually, we're going to try and... if they have God's Willing, it gets even bigger. That's true. They're probably holding back to block. Oh my god. Okay, that's decent as well. Now I kind of want to ditch the Prophet. Well, if we cast on Upkeep, the trouble with waiting until Upkeep is that it gives them 2 more mana. So it opens them up to having some pump spells that might save it. Did we see pauses here? Did they pause? Should have looked for pauses. No, I didn't. I am truly punished sometimes, Zach. We took a chance and it worked. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Yeah, we got it. Do I even care if he saves it? I think I do. That starts to get big enough that it's a little uncomfortable, but maybe not. We have sleep paralysis. All right, well, hopefully we find a sacrifice effect for the Lich. We can find our altar. We can find bone splinters. I'm going to go ahead and paralyze the piranhas because it gives us a free card. I mean, I know it's not a great paralysis target, but it's all because of the thief. Hey, there's our splinters. Is it already known if the paper pre-events will grant a draft code this time? Well, they haven't granted a draft code lately. They've gone to granting booster packs. So I expect that they will stick to that and that we'll see booster packs, but not full drafts. So should I go ahead and just do the Cloudkin? Yeah, let's, like, again, I'm willing to be pretty loose with my stuff when it creates attacking thieves. Yeah, what are we at here? 3 right now? Okay. All right, embodiment seems big enough, especially since we can get it back with soul salvage later. Cavalier is nice. Can we get around it? Death Touch is nice too. Meteor Golem's nice if we can get there. Oh, Fathom Fleet, thank you. Yes. I accept these terms. I don't know why Oppo thought Lifelink was more important than Thief. Not sure. I like that we have Noxious Grasp if they try to stabilize with a white creature, such as this one. They do get a little bit of... Actually, we'll just kill it now because then they can't even gain life by accepting the trigger. Now they can only go to 3. I mean, now they can just scoop because this game's over, but, you know. Hey, Tron, yeah, I'm really inconveniencing Jay today. He's a good sport. I know he knows. He knows we can't just bail on a 0-loss draft run. Yeah, no, this is kind of funny. Now, this is them. I have ask me anything. I have caused another opponent to turn off their computer in anger, it seems. And although they looked at our graveyard, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, Oppo, let's go. Come on. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind, Raptor. I do have another couple of emotes to design. Hey, I got a gem grind that I'll make a note of in our spreadsheet. For those of you who didn't see the spreadsheet before or who are new to the stream, I track all of my results in this spreadsheet, including tracking when we grind gems for bonus gems, or when we get bonus gems, like in that case on the free-to-play. All right. Oh, we're winning so quickly I haven't updated. We're at 4-0, right? Those gems were because I got a randomized card that turned out to be rare and was from a set that I already have 4 of. Those individual card rewards are not... they don't protect against duplication. They don't. There's no 4x protection in the individual card rewards. This house is out of seltzer and it's out of milk. So it's kind of a national emergency by our family standards. Yeah, this is keepable. 1 land away from a thief, and we have a burglar on 2. And we're on the draw, so we're pretty likely to find a 3rd land in 3 draws. I know, water without bubbles in it. We say that now. My great-grandchildren are just going to be wanting water, period. Grapefruit seltzer's alright. I like grapefruit, but I can handle tart stuff without the sugar now. Oppo in the tank, or AFK, or whatever. Hey, Random Dan, what's up? You gonna make a choice? Yeah, we haven't seen our friend Dionysus this week much. I don't. Has he been here at all this week? I feel like he was here earlier this week, but not today. There is a rope on the mult choice. It's pretty long, though. They give you a lot of time to tank it. Yeah, it could just be this is a roper. Like, some people just think that this is great strategy, like that you're maximizing your absolute chance of winning by pissing off your opponent with slow play. I don't know. Hey, we got our island. That's nice. And our 3rd land. But we're going to go, if we get a 4th land, the thief is a no-brainer. We could argue for the lich if we don't get a 4th land, but I think you still want the thief in that space, in that case. Looks like this may be another not great mill situation. But we did win, we did bring in the mill deck and we won with it. So if we think that this is not a place to do it, we don't have to do it again. Yeah, Simple Giborg, who is Jay, by the way. Jay, who will be joining us after this match, mentions the ability to thumbs up, thumbs down opponents. I once pitched for Magic Online. I said, look, because Magic Online was really tough, as Jay knows, to develop for, because they're so scared of implementing stuff because it's a fragile code base at this point, 20 years later or whatever. If I want to make this trade, I think no. Not right now. Anyway, I suggested for Magic Online that we implement a feedback reporting thing, and it didn't even have to be hooked up to anything. If there was just the sense that you're going to be judged, that people are watching, has a real impact on trolls and bad manners. So you can literally just make a reporting system that doesn't go anywhere and at least scares the trolls a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna go thief, because the thief is so gonna get blocked, and we are so gonna cutthroat if they try it, if they manage something that could trade with it or could eat it. And we did get our 4th land, so we are sure that we're gonna be able to pull it off. Haven't seen a lot of bows lately. That's another no block and a pretty easy double attack. Don't need to play that yet, though. Glad the vampire didn't show up before we knew about the bow. Yeah, cutthroat isn't too great, but we have profit. We have other things to do here. I'm going to go with the Prophet to max our mana, although we could Lich and Vampire, but then the Vampire dies, as we just talked about. So yeah, let's Prophet and set up the draws. I think we want the land and the Soul Salvage. Nothing to salvage here right now, but good stuff, and we're going to loot a little bit as well. 5th land gives us Lich plus Blade Brand. Yeah, we'll keep it both. I want the land, and Soul Salvage is too good to throw in the yard. We want it later. I mean, that's the thing with Soul Salvage. We want this later. If we could put it down in our deck, we would, but I don't want to not have access to it. Yeah, David puts it well. I can't imagine bottoming Salvage unless we were dead. So it really was a question of whether we wanted the land, and I think we did. All right, so here we're going to go Vampire, which dies to that dumb bow anyway, and one of our Cutthroats. Maybe I should have just ditched the brand, but I still think this will come in handy, and it replaces itself, so. And I'm fine with this. Let's make our trades. I think a clear board favors us with what we're doing. Oh, it looks like we're going to pitch the brand anyway, because we're going to keep the salvage. We know exactly what's happening here. I mean, I could Blade Brand to draw the salvage and then try to pitch what comes after Blade Brand, but that's the same thing, right? I mean, well, what's the difference? Either we're giving up the Blade Brand or the mystery card underneath the Soul Salvage, right? And I don't think Blade Brand's that important of a card right now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and Lich and ditch the brand. Is Cutthroat better than Blade Brand? Maybe. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Because, I mean, if this gets bigger, maybe not, but Cutthroat's just like Blade Brand, except it happens afterwards anyway. All right, since we're giving up brand either way, we'll try it that way. Sure, let's do it this way. Then we get to choose between Cutthroat and whatever's on top. All right, worked out. But just got us a card deeper. So basically it was like an extra scry. I'm just going to charge in with both. And one's got Death Touch, and the other's got a Fathom Fleet backup plan. And it telegraphs it, but what are you going to do? I mean, you can just sit here taking three lifelink a turn. Does make us have to just decide if we're going to play a value-free Fathom Fleet. We also have the Soul Salvage, which I think has stuff to get now. We can get Octoprofit and Thief back, for example, if we just wanted to salvage and do something. I think if they let this all through, we Soul Salvage. If they don't, we cut some throats. Oh man, that's so good. Pitch the Skelly. And kill the spider. They set Diamond Knight on green. Ooh, now it's 4. Yeah, a lot of work to get the knight to be passable. But it's now past passable and into good range in terms of a 3-mana expenditure, but it hasn't been doing anything except growing for quite a bit. So, ooh, close to this and this. That'll be great when we do that. We can do salvage now, but I like waiting on salvage now for the Meteor Golem and with altar and stuff. So let's just bring this back and cast it. And then we'll no attack. And we've got Death Touch and an Endless Chumper against their board, and I like ours much better. We're going to alter, but we're not going to use it yet. Well, we could use it. We could pitch the Meteor Golem and then salvage it back. Is that worth it, do you think? Just get a 5/5 going right now? Yeah, we did mill out one opponent, Mensch, so we came through on that one. Yeah, Salvager is a thing we have to consider. It's their graveyard, so, right? Yeah, they can't do it on us. Golem's worse against Salvager, but you can take out the Salvager. Yeah. Alright, we'll make a demon. Hey, see you, Raptor. Have a great weekend. I mean, demons up in the air just end this awfully quickly here. Yeah, if they want to salvage back their knight, go for it, right? That's what I was thinking about that too, Capo. I didn't mention it, but that crossed my mind that that's a pretty good result on that front. We can just make... I'm just going to make... we're just going to keep making demons, though. We don't need to get fancy play about anything here. they're looking at our lands. That's interesting. Yeah, we haven't seen any recursions so far. All right, they were done. Random Dan with the green, black. I mean, we saw Salvager, but that's it. I don't know if we want to engage the mill just because we didn't see recursion at that moment there. I mean, they had some on the battlefield. I mean, if you want it just because you really want it, here, it's a 10-second poll. Mill or no? I'll switch to mill if, like, everybody wants to. But I don't think it's necessarily correct, but it's more fun. If you want we want to go for fun and I think lower our win percentage a little bit, we can do it. All right, people don't want to do it. All right, so we're up against green, black, and let's go Noxious Grasp and Ether Gust. Cut one Blade Brand, and what else? Yeah, we could cut Sleep. It was okay, though. We didn't see Bone Splinters. Do you think they're going to Bone Splinters or something? No, Altar is uncommon. I think I'm going to cut... another, just one Cutthroat. Cut a throat. Well, Ferengi, what I wanted, wasn't there a Saints Row 5? Somebody tell me what the last Saints Row franchise game is. I'll look it up. I'll self-Google here. Yeah, there's a Saints Row... Oh, there is a Saints Row 5 that's TBA? What is that about? Yeah, there's a Saints Row 5 in development, so we're Saints Row 6. That's why I chose that. And obviously keeping this. The voting was pretty conclusive, so I doubt you would have moved the needle too much. That's true. I see why you're saying Saints Row 5, yeah, because there were 5 of them. Just one of them didn't wheel. That's too bad. Would you say the average player in best of 3 draft is more skilled than people who play best of 1 draft? I have not been able to get a good sense of that. People have asked me that before, and we could look at my win rate, but of course win rate's not a great comparison because your match win rate in best of 3 is going to be different than your match win rate in best of 1, even if you're exactly the same player against exactly the same players. You know what I'm saying? Can't play the Agonies yet. We're just looking for land now. A mix, please. Swamps and islands, just for a couple turns. Be nice. I feel like I'm winning a lot more in best of 3 than best of 1 as well. Part of that might be that, you know, if you're a high-ranked player in best of 1, you are going to be facing players with a higher rank. That is a thing. There is a skill tax in best of 1 that there is not in best of 3. I guess I'd say players are worse in best of 3 overall. That would be my guess. But I just also, it's based on gut and not any sense of having done investigative journalism or anything. Right, the people who tend to be in best of 3 are the people willing to, like, it's supposed to be spikier because it's got a steeper payout. But that's where, again, their queues are at odds. Their queues don't make a lot of sense in many ways. I do want to make this trade because we have an embodiment, so we want to start trading stuff off to get different casting costs in our graveyard. All right, we got one of the lands I was hoping for, but I did ask for a mix, so we do need a swamp here. This is going to get a little awkward, although now we at least have a chump and get the skeleton back if they want to do any attacking. Now they're going with black on the Diamond Knight. Interesting. Must be a fairly even split if they're doing it that way. Skeleton can also be recast a bunch, so that's a good reason for that. Yeah, we have a free block here. Not free because we can't replay it, but I'm going to play the Thief here. They get a good attack here if they want it, but we get to attack back. If they make their Diamond Knight bigger, we'll consider paralyzing it, depending on whether it creates a trade situation with Thief or not. When you can attack with the Thief and they either give you the card or give you a card and trade with the Thief, that's great. The Thief is at its kind of floor when... Yeah, all right. Perfect. Perfect. We're going to sleep paralysis that for sure. And we got our black, so we can play a skeleton back down. Could even elemental if we wanted, but we don't have an attack with a Thief if we don't paralyze right now, so that's what we're going to do. I assume they're blocking with a vamp here. I know I would. You just can't sit there and take thieving. I think All Fun Lover hit it. It definitely depends on the rank you're playing at Mobius with the raid, thank you. But yeah, it's feels softer. Low rank best of one and best of three are similar. High rank best of one tends to be better than best of three, I think. Do that. How you doing, Mobius? Thank you for that raid. Appreciate it. Piling on some more people to hang out. Trying to close out a 5-0 here. Pretty decent black-blue deck. That's somewhat of a problem, but we're going to try to go over the top with 5/5s. Yeah, the main phase ambusher was a bit odd, but okay. I guess we still want to send the Thief, though. And I'm going to put on... I can't remember if we have instants, but I like to put on full control when I remember when I attack with the Thief, in case you draw an instant that you want to cast before damage. We did not. But we do have a nice pitch card now for the altar, so I like the attack. And we'll see if they have the guts to block with that ambusher. If I were them, I might just block with the vampire, because we have shown them cutthroats and blade brands, and it would be bad news bears for them to lose that ambusher. They're going for it. I think that's high risk for Oppo, but I get it. Sometimes you got to take high risks. Pretty reasonable way to make a 5/5 flyer, if you ask me. All Fun Lover, I have talked extensively about that on my YouTube channel. If you want to go hear some of my spiels explaining why. I'm not saying they've made the right choices, but you can go look at my YouTube videos on MTG Arena Design, and I speak to exactly what they're thinking about as they make these weird choices that they've made. Well, we're coming for your life total in the air. I can play... Let's see, if I bring the Skelly back, that's 4 to but it requires a lot of black. I can't play a second spell if we do Skelly this turn. We could just spend a turn casting some other stuff. I could play Embodiment and... again, we're just choked on black. So we could go Lich, Blood Burglar, and then see what we get. And then still maybe do this. Let's start with a Lich. Probably pitching whatever we find. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, do that. But I think we want to just not do the altar this turn, and we'll put down Blood Burglar. We might just want to keep it, though, for a sack. I guess we're going to do that with a skeleton. That's fine. We'll do this. Feeling I'm not playing this optimally, though. I'm not comfortable with my choices. They don't feel cleanly correct, but I also don't feel like I have the clock to just, like, really sit down and figure out how we're approaching our altar play here. Like, this Blood Burglar, I don't know if it was worth playing or whether we're supposed to keep it for pitching to altar. I suppose, basically, we need something to pitch and something to sack, and maybe it doesn't matter whether it's the burglar or the skeleton that's doing that side of that job. No, we couldn't. The line you just described, Ball Rocks, required 3 black, and we only have 2. I looked for that line, but we only have 2 black. Yeah, we'll offer this trade. And again, I think this trade is... well, if we trade here, we can't... we don't have everything we want in terms of a sacrifice. But if we draw a card, we just do the pitch it here. I think this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Feels like Oppo Desperation, really. Maybe it's Soul Salvage. Could be. Yeah, good call. It was really strange plays from Oppo, but that kind of explained it there, although they got burned by the auto tap. Yeah, if this gets unlocked somehow, that could be awkward, but I don't see how you unlock... I guess green has enchantment removal, so if green could take the sleep paralysis off at instant speed before untap. Fresh Doogie, the costs are higher, but the payouts are higher as well. You might want to look at the EV calculator based on your that's in this spreadsheet based on your win total, and that'll help you understand where you might be best off. All right, now we're looking excellent. I'm going to attack with both. I'm just going to play the Embodiment and then have Gust ready for that Night Pack Ambusher. And then I don't know how they get out of this one. Why do we want to stop on their second main? I'll put it there, and then you can tell me why. Ooh, let's do this. Maybe it doesn't matter now. There's nothing we can do. Right, Wolf Trigger. Thank you. Because that was my plan, but I did not put the stop, so that was a good call. For those of you who are as confused as I was. We were talking about making sure that that wolf trigger didn't happen. We could gust it before. But look at that, folks. We got 1 mil victory, and we didn't lose once. Nice 5-0. This format has been great for us. We've just been crushing it, honestly. It's been my best format in terms of results since we started streaming. So let's go to Soapbox here, claim this prize. Well, 5-0 mill deck. 5-0 deck that milled once. Also, close to 100 here. I'm looking forward to buying the Mastery Pass at 100. And let's open some packs, because we're gonna get some extra gold, extra gem grind out of this. Count it with me. 20.
Some say I never heard of ya.
40.
A rap burglar.
Thank you, Mama. Mama dropping some love in the form of subs. 60.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
80.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
100. The full 120.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
So, while I'm adjusting it anyway, I'll bring up the spreadsheet and talk to it for a
Some
second.
say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
All right, so I opened up the spreadsheet. First, I'm going to update this info. So we got 5 and 0 on this. We got a gem prize of 2,100. We added another 120 to our grind for a total of 180 on the grind. And we're going to copy this formula down to get our net. And we called it Saints Row 6. That was on air. So this spreadsheet, so one thing it's good for is, let's say you're like, oh, RNA is back on the ranked draft. So you could come in here and you could go, let's look at only what Ryan has done with RNA. And like, oh, I want to see what his good decks look like. Where does he? Oh, here's a 7-win. What does a 7-win white-black RNA deck look like? And then you can look at either the deck list. So we go, oh, what do you know? A 7-win RNA white-black deck had Ethereal Absolution in it, right? But then if you're like, well, how did it play? You can click here, and it'll take you right to that stream. Okay, so that's one thing you can do with it if you want to look at my old content. But let me get this off of RNA only. Select all. There we go. Shows how much, how many gems we've earned, what our win rate has been. But what you can do if you're trying to figure out. Also, out of curiosity, I started tracking some. Like, this is where I figured out how good we were doing. In fact, you know, we've even added on to it. So the free-to-play M20 traditional, we've won 66%-ish. Free-to-play only, like taking out everything that wasn't free-to-play. Our free-to-play account is 61.4% overall. Traditional, free-to-play traditional only has been 61.6. Free-to-play ranked only has been 60.8. And then, but here's what I really wanted to show you for those of you wondering what you should be doing in terms of the queue. There's some more work to be done to take into account the fact that you get a lot of packs in the traditional queues. But if you are playing at a 55% win rate, then you can see that your final cost of traditional is 640. Your final cost of ranked is 330. So it's costing you twice as much for a single event. However, your cost per game is very close. The cost for per game is 11 cents versus 13 cents. Or, you know, you can see the gem per game cost is very similar despite the disparate final cost. So you really need to know what you're in it for Are you in it because you want to draft once a day? In which case, play this. If you're in it to get as much as you can get in terms of gems out of your play, play the other one. You know, play this one. The other thing, but this EV should be considered higher because it doesn't take into account the extra packs. And I'm going to put this back to 50. But basically, you can make a copy of this. You can come here, go File, make a copy, and play around with it on your own. Let's go back to Soapbox. I'm going to take a quick bio break, get a little bit of food in me because I haven't eaten like anything, and I'll be hangry before the end of this. But we are very shortly going to have Jay Schneider on, and we're going to take a look at his latest constructed brews. So I'm going to open up Skype and get that prepared. And then, yeah, I'll be right back. Just give me a minute. I just want a minute, get a drink, like a glass of water, and then some snacks, and then we'll do some constructed, okay? Hang on. Be right back. All right, 5 minutes, says Jay. Be right back.